Well, everybody, we officially got an offer on the store. It wasn't actively on the market, but someone came through an email and we met them in person. It's a legit buyer. They want to purchase our business. 7 years later, someone thinks that they want to do this, and I'm seriously considering it. When it comes to selling a business, it seems so much more complicated than buying or selling a house, because with a house, you have a lot of comparables. You can compare it to other houses that sold recently. And generally, a house is a very safe investment. If the only really way you can lose is if the market crashes or, you can't make the payments. So, but with a store, it's very complicated. There's a lot of equipment to assess. There's a lot of inventory. There's, how much profit we're making and how much, people are willing to actually pay for the potential of this business. There's the lease. There's how much the lease is worth, and it goes on and on and on. So there's a lot for us to consider before we say yes or no to this. And honestly, it feels strange even having this conversation on this channel. And the reason I'm even considering selling this business is we basically have Felicia's business going, the real estate business, and my business going, where I help small business owners with their marketing. And if you'd like any information, that's in the link in the description. It's at brickandmarketmedia.com. This is what I'm doing now alongside of the store. And basically, we want to have kids. And with kids, it makes it very difficult with this business. I know there's a population of people out there that will probably say, why would anyone want to buy a small business? Why don't they just start their own? Well, simply put, this is already established. This is a turnkey business. You can walk in and start making sales. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to stock. Everything is here. The lease is in place. The customers are in place. Your signage, all your renovations are done. You basically skip a year of renovations and work and setting everything up with vendors to turnkey and walk in the door and start making money the next day. Yeah, there'll be some training and a learning curve, and you'll have to get used to everything. But starting from scratch is much different than buying something that's already established. So this is where the buyer would come in and take over. I would tell them everything that we do to get our inventory, how we purchase, what sells the best, all the trade secrets that come with this store, and all the equipment with it, compared to them going out and buying everything, trying to find a space, renovating it, and starting from scratch. So you pay to get a head start, essentially, when you buy a business. So these are the reasons why I'm considering this offer. So the offer on the table is $150,000. Now, I was hoping closer to $2 million. This is the first offer we got out of nowhere. It's not even public. It's not even on the market. But I don't know if we can negotiate a little higher on this one.
I'm ready to just take it and run.
Felicia's ready to go, which I get because she's so busy with real estate. It's very hard to manage both. When you're burning the candle at both ends, it's pretty much what we're doing at this point. So maybe it's one of those things where the owner overvalues the business, and that happens quite a bit when you're selling something off that you've built and done for the last 7 years. But we really need to see and calculate everything into fine details with what it's actually worth. And I'm making this video because this is one of the situations I know for a fact you're going to have to go through as a business owner. Whether you close your business or sell it, it's pretty evident that most businesses go through these transitions. And I obviously hope you have a business that you love for 30 years and it lasts and it makes you tons of money. But realistically speaking, most businesses close or sell or change hands or get passed down. So this is my personal experience with this situation that 99% of entrepreneurs will go through. And if you can have a good, cash out sale where you take that money and put it into something else, then it's really a no-brainer when you really can't manage everything you're trying to do. Because if I'm trying to do my marketing agency, Felicia's trying to do her real estate, we're trying to run the store and start a family, there's really not time for everything. Realistically, you can only do so many things, and if you're trying to do everything, you end up doing nothing well. So basically, a quick tour of the store. Many of you have seen this place over the last 7 years. Our front end, our red, our drink, our lunch cooler, and our main bread and butter, the produce aisle, all the way down. You got your produce cooler on the right, so we're just going to show you that. Snacks on the left. They keep going down, further down. This is what this person gets, whoever buys this. And I know who's going to buy it. It's one of you. But really, though, you got your frozen section, bakery, more grocery, drinks. All the renovations we did from scratch to get included in the sale. Dairy, cheese, meat, it just keeps going. A lot of inventory, which you got to check your inventory for dates before we sell it. So we keep going. We're going to go into the food prep side of things. Let's go through here. Employees only. Oh, so this is your basic, food prep area. It's all certified. Everything's ready to go. Okay, we'll go down this aisle on our way out. Bulk section, bakery, gluten-free behind you there. We got all your dips. People love dips. Spinach dip, garlic dip, nacho dip, queso dip. Fresh bread, which isn't here yet. We're closed today. Lots of pasta. We did a lot of pasta. Your more stable bread, Wonder Bread, Dempster's. Charcuterie section, jams, olives, breadsticks. The list goes on and on. There's a lot of inventory. A turnkey sale. You walk in and it's yours. That's all you got to do is sell it. And listen, realistically speaking, I'm always going to be an entrepreneur. I'm always going to be in the small business world. And I'm always going to be helping small business owners get started and help them through their experience because I've had this experience. So I'm not in a rush to get out of this industry at all. I just simply can't manage everything and I want a change of pace. I'm not loving the business like I did 3-4 years ago. I'm not loving it like I used to. And truthfully, I'm going to be very honest with you. This is a very time-consuming business where you cannot get away, even with staff, for more than a couple days. There are so many fine little details, and working with perishables make it all the more complicated, especially a cash business with so many low-ticket items. It needs to be managed by an owner 90% of the time. Until you get to a bigger level where you have managers in place that you can trust, and I haven't seen too many people do that, truthfully, that's when you can start having a business where you're more hands-off. But at this level, be prepared to be working 7 days a week. And most businesses are like this. Don't be confused by the glamour online where you start a business and after a year, it's managed by other people. There's no way you'll be able to pay your bills like that, your personal and your business bills. It just doesn't work. I was walking by like this on Friday, just holding these to stock these. And you know the joke, right? I didn't expect to hear it from a 75-year-old man, but I'm walking by like this, and what does he say? Oh, nice melons. What? So, yes, there's certain things you can get away with when you say them to a male, but I guarantee saying that to a female wouldn't work out the same way. We both had a good laugh, but yeah, certain jokes never get old. Certain jokes never get old. And I always say this on this channel, this one thing. If you're going to start a business, restaurant, cafe, grocery store, convenience store, you need to be able to find a job in that business first. You need experience in the business before you open the business. If you want to work in a cafe, if you want to open a cafe, you need to work in a cafe. If you're going to open a grocery store, you need to work in one first. It's the only way to truly learn the business. And I came from working in a grocery store for 8 years. You don't need to work in a grocery store for 8 years to open your own. Felicia came from working in a cafe for 7 years. You don't need to work in these industries that long to learn them. But what you need is the experience that comes with working in them. That's the only way to ensure that your failure rate is low, by being able to have that personal experience. Even when you go to a bank and ask for a loan, they will ask you, do you have experience in the industry? Because they know their money is safer with someone who's had experience in the business. And how would you even know if you want to do this and risk all that money if you've never actually been in the business? So that being said, this person has retail experience where they owned their own grocery store already. They already owned a grocery store for 10 years, even longer than I have. So I have no worries that they're going to do well with this. And I have no worries that this is the right fit. I just don't know if, we're 100% satisfied with the price. So that's where the next few weeks will, have a lot of details and due diligence needed on both ends, where we can negotiate back and forth. I'll get the value of all the inventory and the equipment, and then we'll go from there, and then we'll see. I think we're going to wrap this one up here today. Thanks for watching this very different, a little bit more sad video, but it's good because we're ready to, cash out and continue in the grocery industry, but from a marketing point of view. And perhaps we'll be, doing something completely different in a few months, or maybe the negotiations won't pan out. I'm really not sure, but stay tuned on this channel and you'll find out everything as it unfolds. Just like I'm going to see how my life unfolds, I guess. Thank you.